I think we gonna get. It's fucked up too that it's always been like that. Like everybody like the president and the people that he running with start some shit, and now we automatically in a motherfucking fight that we ain't signed over.
And then all the peoples, but that's the thing, like it's like that's what the motherfuckers, anywhere else that's getting bombed is doing the same thing. It's like, yo, we ain't a part of that shit. So all these motherfuckers over here being like, yo, like he don't speak for us. Leave us out of this. They're like, oh nah.
Damn.
Y'all thought that you was just immune, huh? So that's why everybody freaking out, because they're like, we see where this goes.
Pretty much. Pretty fucking much. Man, I've been I think it's crazy that there is a such thing as a first day of summer. First day of summer.
Yeah.
The first day of summer in Washington, it was raining.
Yep.
I think that I kind of prefer to think that I kind of actualize for myself when the season changed. Oh, it's spring now. I don't give a fuck if it's January. If it starts being 60 degrees every fucking day, it's spring now. Mm-hmm. Fuck your clock. Fuck what you think. There it is.
So it always seemed like, and it seems like kind of a predominant understanding is like, you're going to catch some sporadic bullshit from the summertime to from when summertime is supposed to hit to 4th of July. And then after 4th of July, you're pretty safe. You might catch some sporadic rain here and there, but it's going to be pretty dry.
Yeah. And that's I think that's what got me too when I got here. I got here right when summer was about to start. And so it rained the first couple of days I was here. But then after that, it was like, and then plus I went on the road, so I went down to Cali and shit. So I'm out of the rain completely. You know what I'm saying? It was a nice day in Portland when we was there. Next stop was San Francisco, then to LA, and I was like, okay, this West Coast shit, all right. You know what I'm saying? And I still, you know what I'm saying? Despite the fact that I realize now that I got bamboozled because of timing, I still think he said, you see what he said? Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. I think I still think I like the West Coast weather. I like West Coast weather a lot. Like and not necessarily just Washington, but like overall, it's been decent in comparison to what I'm accustomed to. So, yeah.
There ain't a whole lot of like extremes on the West Coast.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. That's the fly shit. Now, see, extreme makes me think, and I feel like this is. I know Pete coming, P7 to be here, y'all, but I feel like this might carry us to him walking in the door. So I was talking with my guy, Now, mind you, in this particular instance that I'm talking to him, all in all fairness, and I hope that the people that said they was gonna watch the sports podcast don't watch this one. Stay over there. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you a second. All right. Anyway, so I am absolutely positively high as a fucking kite. Absolutely. And so I'm standing there and I'm walking the trail, to get my steps up, but it's hot as fuck outside, so I ain't trying to be in the sun. So I'm walking the trail that's under the trees back and forth. So he comes out and he chain smoking his cigarettes like he always do, and I'm laughing because I'm like, I don't know how the fuck you breathe, son. Like that shit, wow. Anyway, so as I'm wrapping up and I'm like, okay, I probably got like 15 minutes to get back in. You know what I'm saying? I had phone calls while I'm walking back and forth and shit, all kind of shit going on. So I'm like, okay, boom. I'm off the phone. I got 15 minutes. Let me see what OG got going on. So I was like, what's up, man? And he was like, hey, how you doing today? I was like, I'm good. So, regular small talk to start shit off. And I never know when the switch in the conversation is going to happen. So it's like, we'll be just talking regular. And all of a sudden he'll be like, yeah, because, the nuclear codes. And I was like, oh, motherfucker, hold on. You gotta warn a nigga before you do that shit. Oh, man. He was like, I gotta ask. He said, but I want to ask you something. You said you do a podcast, right? I said, yeah, a few. He was like, okay. He said, so I want to ask you a question. He said, I don't know if this thing that you're about to tell me has been shared on your podcast, but I think you should. And I was like, okay, so what is it? He said, what is your personally your most controversial opinion that you've ever stated in front of people? Like the one thing that you've said in front of multiple people that has had them like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? And I was like, damn, it was actually kind of easy for me to think of mine.
Me too.
But I was like, well, shit, let me ask the gang. So, Monster, I got a feeling I know where yours is going. I'm gonna start with Mojo. I'll start with Mojo.
Good move.
Mojo, what would you consider to be your most controversial opinion? That face. Oh shit.
That Satanism is not bad.
That okay. The thing is, people go by the name, and they're like, "Oh, rabble."
Right.
But if you actually look into the shit, like, come on.
Right.
So
if you go,
I don't know if it's controversial, but I got you, bro.
Well, the only reason why I'm like it's controversial is because of the background that I have had growing up. Everybody that I know up until a certain point has grown up in the church, Christianity, all that fun stuff. And so when you step outside the box and now you're like, some of these religions ain't really all as bad as it sounds like it is. Granted, it just comes with a lot more self-control and education rather than just being like ghosts and fucking demons and all that other shit.
No, and I would definitely say in like common like societal norms, it would be a controversial take.
Right.
I just happen to agree with you. Now, I'm not necessarily the shining example of morality. But I'm just saying I got you. Like I understand.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
But that's what it is. Like the devil and Satan combined and hell, that whole thing. It's just the practice of being a Satanist is really not as bad as what they make it appear to be from stories and tales that Christian narratives tend to push. Yeah, like they're just telling you not to. They're basically explaining that you essentially hold all the power of your life and don't be a piece of shit and just take what you want, but take that with a grain of salt.
I feel it. Okay. Absolutely. Damn. All right. Monster, please.
God hates the whites. And that's why he gave them penis envy and dry chicken.
You said penis envy? What?
God. Oh shit. Oh god. I'm fucking dead, yo. That is, you know what's crazy is
substantial.
The movie Boogie Nights came out, right? But it was already out. I seen it probably late. But and I was like, I wonder why people think this movie is so. Then I realized most of the people that I knew that was like, yo, that movie's the shit. Well, some of the white guys that I was kicking it with. And then I realized that like Dirk Diggler's like your hero. He's like the big dick white boy. Okay. He's your John Holmes. Okay, motherfucker. Look. Let me tell you something.
It is possible, guys. See?
Look, white man can jump.
It's funny. Oh shit. Yo, that's wild. As far as the chicken, I mean, now I've had some. Okay, look, you know how they try to say that like a few, they like when it comes to the police, they say a few bad police don't mean all police bad. Okay, because you had a few white people chicken that was good. that don't mean that they figured it out.
Well, and usually if a white motherfucker know how to cook, it came from outside influence.
I can dig it. Absolutely. Hell yeah. Okay. Yeah, I feel that. Oh man. I'm bracing myself for the jokes because I know they're coming. I've said this before and I'll say it again. My absolute most controversial opinion in the whole world is I don't believe in dinosaurs.
Yeah. Fuck you, Stegosaurus.
I just don't. Say that
long neck bitch.
it's just too many things about it that don't add up to me. That's all. It's just like I'm a very, even though I'm a creative person, like I'm still a very like math is one of my favorite things in the world. So like it's still very, and I'm like that don't add up. Something wrong with that. I don't care what you tell me. There's something wrong with that.
Triceratops with a big ass shield on your forehead. You 7-headed motherfucker.
I mean, what the fuck? I was like, yo. And I remember we went to a museum and I was in like elementary school. And I was like, and it was like, yeah. And this one walked the earth and blah, 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 blah. And da, da, da. And I was like, where? So it was like in this region, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, and it was people there? It was like, at a point, yeah. And I was like, and they didn't just eat all the people so they could live? How do people kill that? they was like, oh, yeah. I was like, yeah, I didn't think so. I didn't think so. Okay. It appears that we've lost Mr. Barnes.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. Oh well.
So
anyway.
I got a question for them, not you.
Okay.
But a question for them, if somebody can answer it. Because you don't believe in it, and that's cool. But I'll say if the Tyrannosaurus Rex is real, why does he even have arms? Like, what's the point of the little baby arms? It does nothing for you.
Oh shit. Oh. Nothing. Like you eat like I couldn't help myself.
Yeah.
I could not help myself.
That's why you was always so angry, was because you'd be like, hey, what's good, y'all? And they'd be like, you baby arm bitch.
Damn, P, it's bright as fuck. Baby arm bitch.
Oh, you ain't in your house. You ain't in your house.
No, I had to go to the sub studio, man, because my place is under construction right now. So.
Yeah, that happens.
Oh, he had to take it to the hood. So, you know.
Yeah.
What's up, Pete?
Thank you, man.
Mojo,
welcome back.
No.
Mojo,
Thanks.
welcome back.
Fucking computer restarted.
So, P, we talking about our most controversial opinions.
Oh, damn.
And just to, oh shit, Mojo's going again. Okay.
So, dang, what happened?
I don't know. He's having computer issues.
He said that Satanism wasn't a problem, and the Christians heard it, and they were like, "Fuck that!" Click, going in it for you, bro.
Yeah. So Mojo, yeah, you know, we
Comcast is owned by the Catholics.
Yeah, I know. They heard what I said. I heard what you said, brother. Don't worry, I got an answer for that.
Fuck your.
Just to recap for P. One more time. Well, just to say it the way you said it. I mean, Monster said it, but just so you can speak it for yourself.
Oh, then I don't think Satanism is bad.
I mean, the actual religion of Satanism.
Yeah, like the actual practice of being a Satanist and following that path and stuff like that is not actually bad.
No,
it's a lot of.
I mean, if you actually read the book, it's not. It's actually everything counter to what pop culture says it is. It's kind of funny. But you know, we demonize it, we make it a thing. So, you know, no one wants to read about it and figure out and actually educate themselves. So, you know, good job, Mojo. Good job. You learned something. I like that.
Now, Monster said
God hates white
What do you
people,
say?
and that's why he gave them penis envy and dry chicken.
I mean, I don't hear no lies in any of that. I don't
Oh
understand.
shit! Oh my god! He said,
They
"I don't
call me-
understand why this is controversial at all. What are we doing?"
Call me the
I
truth.
mean, I mean,
Oh shit!
it's
Now
karma. It's karma, man. You do
before
all that
I
stuff.
say my shit, because I know P gonna have. See, I already see. Mojo, you missed it. Monster asked an awesome question in conjunction with what my personal controversial opinion was. But P, I'm curious. What is your most controversial opinion?
I think
He's like,
Martin Luther King was wrong. Malcolm X was right, and we should, as a collective people, have a revolution to tear this country down because it needs to start over. The founding fathers.
common sense is not controversial, sir.
I mean,
I had to do it.
It can be considered though, if you're talking about the stupid.
This is true. This is true.
I mean, what is controversial? Like, people just look at you like you're absolutely insane for having this idea, right? Because
I absolutely get looked at that way for mine. Absolutely, they did it too. They was like,
yeah, I said it like one time, and I said, yeah, maybe I shouldn't express this around anybody ever again.
Yeah, and that's what I told Mo was that it has to do with the common societal norm. That's what makes it the controversial. Is the common societal norm would be like, oh, Satanism, Satan, bad, and it's like, yeah, but that's like bullshit transitive math, and you're an idiot.
Yeah, crackhead shit.
Well, okay, so that's what I'm saying because I've lived in siloed communities, right? Like being in the military is a siloed community, and they have their own culture about things and how they view things. So what I just said, super controversial, right? Because I'm talking about toppling the government, the very thing that they fight for, right? And I'm like, yo, they don't like you. We're cannon fodder, son. I said that stuff when I was in, and it was controversial, but it was also fact. And and I don't understand how. I don't know. I don't. What is controversial? That's all I'm saying. I get out and everybody agrees with me, but back in that community, not so much. They watching Fox News, not so much. You know what I'm saying? So,
man, I feel you. I don't never get no. I've yet to state this state this opinion anywhere. Have somebody be like, yeah. It's usually like, huh? And then I kind of like I got tired of trying to explain it. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, ladies and gentlemen, I know y'all already heard this, but like it is what it is. So my controversial opinion is I don't believe in dinosaurs. And
absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, okay. Why don't you believe in dinosaurs? Like, really, why don't you believe in dinosaurs? I want to know. I'm in.
Just the rationale behind the existence of dinosaurs doesn't make sense. The timeline doesn't make sense. At a point when you said dinosaurs were supposed to be here, people were here too. How the fuck did the dinosaurs not just eat all the people? Like, how do we, the biggest human being I've ever seen in person was Sean Bradley. He was 7 foot 4, 5, 6, somewhere around there. Yeah. He's the tallest person I've ever seen in my life. And if a Tyrannosaurus Rex is real, he's a midget. He's Muggsy Bogues to this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So, like, my question then become, what did we devise to get rid of them?
Well, I mean,
they say the whole meteor and all that.
The big bang, not the big bang,
right?
Come on,
meteor.
Yeah. That's the common, right? That's the common understanding is the meteor did it, right?
One meteor killed all the dinosaurs.
Okay, now that meteor is the Gulf of Mexico, right? So what made the Gulf of Mexico was that meteor. So that's pretty big, and that explosion could wipe. It actually is a planet killer. It kills everybody on the planet, and it did. That's why we were able to rise up, right, as mammals, right? But here's the thing. I don't think they're lizards the way that they look at it, right? I think they're birds, giant fucking birds, because look at their wings or their little arms, right? It should have feathers on it. It should like it makes more sense for that thing to be swiping at you with its arms and feathered wings and taking off. And if you get trapped in mud or whatever to get a fossil, you're gonna lose all that tissue. That's not gonna be there no more. The feathers are gonna be gone, right? So all you're left with these little appendages, right? And these big ass hind legs for running and jumping and probably flying. And that's terrifying. That shit. But Native Americans have stories about terror birds and big thunderbirds and all these other things, right? We know that pterodactyls are a thing, like because but they're birds, bro. Big birds, not lizards like we think in Jurassic Park and that kind of stuff. Nah, that makes no sense. They'd fall over. The whole mechanic of their bodies don't make no sense.
I feel you. The difference between what you saying and what I'm saying is, I don't think they was here at all. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I think the animals that are here.
I like P. I like what P's saying more. It's fun. It's a fun concept.
Hey, I mean, it's a great fantasy to run with. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a great theory to run with. I love it. You know what I'm saying? But
I've always wanted to sit down with you and like go over like ancient like myths and like myth history, right? And see how much that ties into real history. Because I know you kind of pay attention to how the timelines go. And so there's been some cats that I've gotten to know through my little, deep dives and YouTube and whatnot and studies online and whatever that pose some interesting questions about the timelines. And then that's why I kind of was bringing up the Moorish stuff and how the timelines have been erased. People be changing timelines, right? There's things about maps and people, things and all that. So I would love for someday for us to sit down and get into the weird and really check out that kind of stuff because, like, I think you'll find that maybe dinosaurs didn't exist the way that we think they existed. They might have been dragons. They might have been, big terror birds. They might have not have been the way that we think they are. They could have been, the Smithsonian just lumped a bunch of bones together, maybe. You know what I mean? Just to call it something. And that's a whole conspiracy in itself, what the Smithsonian does. So, it's
Smithsonian on some shit. The Smithsonian on some shit. For real. Oh my goodness. Oh man, that was fun. Okay, I'm fucking with that. Absolutely. I enjoyed that. And I know people be thinking I'm crazy and shit, but I don't care. You know why I don't care? Because when it comes down to it, this Pantha Politix.
As long as they're not trying to bring them back.
You say who?
As long as they're not trying to bring them back, I'm cool.
Jurassic Park shit?
No, they trying.
Yeah, don't do that.
Talk about it.
Don't do that.
Fuck that shit.
I'm flyer than everybody. Everybody on cloud 9, higher than everybody. We stepping out on the town, we sliding every party.
No way, Jose. Nope. I don't want nothing to do with it. Oh man. Woo. Hey, welcome to the party, man. How you doing? I don't know what happened to Monster must be having computer issues too. This is crazy. Welcome to the party, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Pantha Politix Podcast. We are in the building as always. I am Seven Da Pantha, aka the Carolina Hurricane, Ridiculous Slang, aka your baby mama's favorite rapper, aka Ply Strickland. If you're getting the point, you know what I'm saying. July 3rd. We'll come back to that. Yo, you already know I got the squad with me. You know what I'm saying? P7, what's good, man? How you living?
What's good?
I'm chilling like a, you know what I'm saying? I was getting ready to say some wild old school shit and be like chilling like a villain, but that's crazy.
Like a villain?
Oh, man. Yeah, I was chilling like a villain and shit. Yeah, man. How was your weekend, family? How was your weekend?
It was bad. I ended up having to make a trip out to Spokane and back out to Portland, and I've been globetrotting this week, so finally got home. Had to get back to the pod. So
yeah, man. Spokane. First of all, Spokane, I just want to say to y'all think y'all got a hip hop scene out there. SCP ain't been there. Y'all ain't doing shit. Get with the program. Get with the program. Oh shit. Mojo Barnes.
Yeah.
Oh, G.
Chilling, high as fuck.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm not gonna light this yet because if I get too high, I'm gonna get stupid as fuck. So I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
Oh man, how was your weekend, bro?
My weekend was cool. Got really drunk and ate some good food.
Really drunk and ate some good food. That sounds like fun. Absolutely. Sounds like a good time. I love it.
Very good time.
I love it. Oh shit. Monster, listen, welcome back.
God damn it. I got one more hot take. The internet is owned by Bible thumping bitches. Because as soon as Mojo got his shit squared away, yep, they were like, I fuck the monster too.
This is crazy. Yo, that's wild, man.
All right.
Wow.
So I got two things in regards to my weekend. And one of them ain't even the weekend. It happened about 2 hours ago, but I don't give a fuck because y'all need to hear it.
Absolutely.
So the one that happened today,
Mm.
2 hours ago, I dropped this motherfucker off. And I get told, yo, go get some ice cream. Okay, cool. So I go to the store, right? I'm in the freezer section. And I'm looking like I'm not at my normal grocery store, whatever. I'm looking for the brand and flavor that she wants. And all of a sudden, this little kid walk up to me.
Oh shit.
And I'm like,
Already bad.
yeah. And like, I ain't even acknowledging him at first, but maybe like a little 4-year-old, but he's standing a little too close. So finally I look over at him and I'm like, you lost? And he just keeps staring at me. I'm like, yo, what up, G? And he goes, these my balls, and starts jiggling. And I was like, nope.
Oh.
Dip the other fucking direction. I was like, yo, I still don't know who your fucking parents are. I don't know if I got me too'd or if he was setting up to be like, yo, like a homie did something wild to me. It's like, yo, nah. Check the wreck. I'm out. Walked around that store for like 15 minutes fucking straight just to make sure that I was in the clear. Found that goddamn ice cream and dipped. I was pissed. So that happened about 2 hours ago.
Shit. Damn it, man.
So,
I do not
the frozen food
envy you for
jiggler
that
got
one.
you.
Huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
The frozen food jiggler got you.
Yeah.
The frozen food jiggler. I love
You
it.
know that's just a midget, right? He works for Chris Hansen. That's how they set up,
Well, you fucking with the
Oh,
wrong
shit.
one.
Oh,
So,
smart move.
over the weekend, I own like a lot of my own shit. Now, there's somebody that I work with, and so I grew up with a phrase. I don't like, I was told it was an Irish phrase, but I don't know. My pops drank a lot. So maybe it was just some shit that came up. But have y'all ever heard the phrase, fix your face or I'm going to force the hands?
No.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
So-
fix it or I'm gonna fix it for you.
kind of shortened down to just fix your face.
No,
Yeah.
because basically, like, forcing somebody's hand, right? So basically,
Yeah.
it's like, yo, if you got a problem, either deal with it and come at me,
Mhm.
or stop standing there mean mugging me.
That part.
Mhm.
So
Idiot.
one of like, a dude that I work with on the regular, like we've been having some issues and I'm looking at like, reconsolidating. And this motherfucker's just like, I'm sitting there having a discussion with him and he's just sitting there. And finally I'm like, hey bro, fix your face or I'm gonna force your hand. And he breaks. He has no idea what's happening. And I thought that it was a common phrase, but again, my pops was a drinker. So I'm like, maybe my dad just grew up telling me, yo, do something.
Pop off, motherfucker. Pop off.
Yeah. So I realized,
shit.
maybe this isn't as common as I thought, but at least y'all know it.
Yo, that shit is crazy. That's crazy. I'm fucking with you. Hell yeah. I am fucking. That's man.
You want the part 2 offline? You know what I mean? I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
I mean.
Because you know, I think there's a response
good.
other than him be like, "What's that phrase?" I mean, it was a straight comedy after that. Let me explain it to you, and it just goes awry. No.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you something good. Sometimes you just gotta teach a motherfucker a lesson.
That
Sometimes you just gotta teach a motherfucker a lesson.
5 anymore. This is good, kid. And
Excuse me, young man. I'm trying to wash my hands at one of these sinks.
I'm doing a video, sir. I'm doing a video. He's
I
lying
don't
out.
give a goddamn what you're doing. You can't haul both of these.
I ain't doing it. I'm doing a video.
You better move your ass out the way.
What's wrong with this?
Baby, I slapped the shit out of your young ass.
I wish
you better
you would.
get the
I wish
fuck
you
out of the
would.
way. You better back up, young man. This ain't what you want, young man. This ain't what you
what?
Back the fuck up. You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me. You better find you a goddamn toy. Find you a fucking I'm not the one. Goddamn it now.
Homie had a full hand of soap.
Yo.
This
That's
motherfucker was like,
crazy.
there wasn't no baby powder around, so come on with it.
It was a clean slap, you know what I mean? Clean slap.
It was clean, sir. Clean. All the way live. Oh my god.
You know that
I
old
love
head.
how he declared where he was from.
Yep,
Like
you
that
know
was
the
something.
old head. I'm from Detroit, Michigan.
Detroit, Michigan, right? Shouts out to all my homies from Detroit that live in here in the PNW. You know who you are. Yeah. Y'all say that too when you get wilding. Y'all be calling out that you from Detroit. Like that's supposed to mean something. Apparently it does. It gets you slapped in the face.
Shit.
Goddamn.
Salute to Detroit, period. Salute to Detroit, period. What up? What up, Vish? Alien Gang. Look up, nigga. Shit. Y'all know what it is. Alien Gang. Ah man, that's crazy. Yo, you know what? I love to see shit like that because no bullshit. The biggest problem I have with the current crop of motherfuckers running around. My biggest issue is just the lack of respect. Like that, at the end of the day, it's that. Like you can be tough as you want. Like I don't give a fuck, man. You can go out here, do what you're doing is what you're doing. Like I can't stop you from doing it unless I got an alternative for you. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna still show you respect because I expect that same thing in return. So hey, I'm gonna say pardon me when I'm passing through wherever y'all doing y'all thing. Y'all ain't just gonna walk through your shit and be rude and then wonder why I just got jumped by 5 YNs and shit over here. Cause you just walk through the motherfuckers like they lives don't matter. They already out here thinking their lives don't matter. You know what I'm saying? That respect got to go both ways, though. So, like, by the same token, when homie was like, yo, I need to get to the sink, slide your monkey ass over and let OG wash his motherfucking hands. Like, come
It's
on,
the
man.
shock on his face when he discovered that this young man was
To catch these hands, son. All the way from
Astonished.
It was funny.
See,
I
it
was
started
like,
simple.
nigga.
Excuse me, young man.
Yeah.
Yeah. He tried to
Disgust.
old man's wilding. Okay.
He tried to be cool, but like, I mean, some motherfuckers you just can't be nice to. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some motherfuckers you just can't be nice to. I'm just saying. And it's just some things in this world that I wish I had. I didn't download the video because I should have downloaded the video, but I didn't download it. But homie got a home alcohol dispenser. After a long day at work, just imagine, long day at work. Motherfuckers getting on your last nerve. You had to ride on I-5. If you ain't from Washington, you ain't gonna understand. You had to ride on I-5. To my NC niggas, you had to hop on I-40. You know what I'm talking about. And now you frustrated as fuck walking in the house. About broke the fucking key in the lock. But you slid in the crib. You already got that L roll. Bam. Right on the wall. Dispenser. You got Henny. In case it's a freak off jumping off, you got some rock. It's all kind of shit going on. Oh, all the way live. I thought it did my heart good to see that. I was afraid though when I thought about it. The first thing that crossed my mind was Mojo don't need that.
No, he doesn't.
Right? Why is it the first thing that came across my mind? Like, I was like, no, it's not a good idea. I shouldn't send this.
No,
Mojo, I did not think about you.
That's fine. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I just had the jokes running through my head. I had like one of his friends walking in with him being like, man, you innovative. And he's like, I'm an alcoholic.
He just owns it. He knows. It's just like, I can't just have the brand out there.
I ain't gonna lie, yo. Just a little while ago, when we was while the theme music was playing, I picked up the weed and I was about to light it, and I looked at myself real fast in the camera and was like, "You are a fucking pothead," and I put it down. I had to. Why?
It's to keep a baseline.
Yo, that shit real. That shit is really real, yo. I'm telling you. God. Yo, bro, I'm just saying. I be thinking I have problems sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. I'd be like, man, I might need to talk to somebody about this shit.
It is possible to be too high.
It's totally possible to be too high. I don't give a fuck. I've heard people say it's just gonna make you pass out. No, it's not. It's been plenty of times I've been way too high and I could not go to sleep, and I'm just like,
starts existential crisis.
yeah. Yo, I swear to God, one time I was freaking out. I was at my people's crib. We smoking. We having a freestyle cipher and shit. We've been rapping for like 4 hours straight. I mean, we all young, dumb motherfuckers anyway. So, we just sitting around smoking weed, rapping 4 hours straight. All of a sudden, my brain goes way past the line of sanity. And I start thinking about all the things that could be wrong outside the house right now. And I'm like, oh shit. I started freaking the fuck out. Yeah, I was going crazy. And I was like, oh shit.
Yo,
take me out.
It's pretty bad.
So was this back in the day where the weed was mixed always? Whatever everybody brought?
It was,
because that's the only time that I ever had one of those trips where like I'm smoking because everybody just kind of chipped in and I got all kinds of different strains going on, right? And it just makes me go, oh, happy 1 minute, I'm kind of chilling next, and then boom, I'm busted. And
ooh, it was like 95.
And I start getting paranoid.
94,
95. Yeah, that's that time. Yeah, because it still wasn't legal yet. Yeah. So you can't just be like Mojo going down to the dispensary and just being like, yes, can I get the pink Zaza, please?
Yeah.
Yes.
Your finest za, please.
Speaking of which, pre-pause. I'm on that ooh wee gushalicious tonight. I pre-pause. It's good. Yeah, and we got fire, yo. We'll get to that another time.
I used to freak out a lot because shit would just happen all the time. You're smoking and all of a sudden it's like, maybe I did too much. But I remember when I had first did a gravity bong. That was like one of the weirdest experiences in my life. The one thing I don't like about crossing that line is the fucking anxiety, because it just doesn't stop, because you're at the tippy top of your anxiety like that. But so I hit the gravity bong and it was way too much. Like my entire lungs was filled with smoke and it felt like a bomb went off next to my head. So I was like,
I felt like a bomb went off next to my head.
I'm good. And so I go and sit down. And the same thing Pete was just describing. I was like, damn, I really got to fucking chill. Oh, fuck. And then I'm looking around. I'm like, this is getting extremely uncomfortable right now. And I look off in the corner. I feel like I'm hallucinating because I see this, like the peak of it. Or I was like, I got to go. I see a fly circling in a vent. It must have hit the heat or something. Like the weirdest shit. It must have hit the heat or something. And so it's spiraling down the vent, and I go and I'm like, I gotta go. So I jump up and like run out of the door.
I gotta go. Oh shit!
Like a cat, yo.
Now,
Every time that I start to freak out, something like extremely funny happens. I think I had a really strong sativa, and I'm sitting in the Taco Bell like drive-through, and I'm just gradually getting higher and higher, and my brain is starting to get pinpoint focused on the worst. So I'm sitting like 6 cars behind these people or whatever that's like at the actual window. My first instinct is just to roll all the windows down. All 4 of my windows are rolled down. I stick my arm out of the window, out of the side, like you're chilling. It's like somebody's gonna see me dying here. I'm way too high. I'm not gonna go out like this. So
somebody's gonna
Like,
see me
I'm
dying
gonna-
here. What the
I
fuck?
am so high. So I thought that somebody was going to like be able to see me if something happened, like if I were way too high and I just happened to pass away waiting for Taco Bell. Like, I want somebody to be able to get access to my body.
Mojo got so high that he posed his corpse.
Exactly. That's what remember me how I was.
Yeah.
No, don't die in the Taco Bell drive-through. I'm saying I'm gonna have jokes at the funeral. I'm telling you now. Like I'm gonna roll right up to the casket and be like, "Word."
There's always some weird shit going on.
That chicken salt taco and them cinnamon twists was worth it, huh? Had to have that chimichanga. Now look at you. Roll up in that fucking casket like
it was the first time I tried green crack. So I was like, "Yep,
man.
here we go."
Green crack. You know what? Speaking of green shit, you know what fucked me up? You know what's crazy?
Speaking of crack,
I read the shit. So rosemary, good for the brain. Who knows? I was like, and the funniest shit in the world is the line they put right at the top. The same herb that flavors your roast chicken is showing promising results in brain research. Now, I ain't the smartest man in the world. And I know that you can use rosemary to season the chicken. But if that's all you putting on your chicken, I have a feeling a white person might have wrote this. Oh man! So just to give you some key points, scientists have engineered. I can't say that. DIACCA.
Deoxyribonucleic.
Yep, that right there. A stable oral drug derived from carnosic acid and rosemary, intended to combat Alzheimer's by reducing inflammation and oxidative stress in the brain. That shit is dope. I don't know what the fuck that means, but it sounds really good. In preclinical mouse studies, has restored memory function, increased synaptic density, and reduced key Alzheimer's biomarkers, including amyloid. That's not a B, but it kind of looks like one, but it's got a long tail, and phosphorylated tau proteins. This is crazy. Rosemary. So the next time you making that stale ass chicken, sprinkle a little extra on that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Might help out the brain function.
There's a whole gang of natural resources that you can literally like walk outside or, you know, grow a little garden and it'll clear a whole bunch of shit that they don't want you to know about, because then you wouldn't have to pay them for all day drugs.
Thanks. Big Pharma does not want to hear that shit.
Yeah.
You know, dandelions are supposed to be good for the heart, right? You make it into tea or something like that. You got dandelions growing in your yard.
And
It's
they
good for
say
your
it's a
heart,
weed.
but it's a weed, right?
Dandelion's good for a lot of things.
Good for the brain. I'm just saying. But they say it's a weed.
Dandelion.
You know?
I can get with that. It's got a unique name.
Yeah,
Whatever.
It was a stretch, but you know,
More for us.
Hey, let me ask y'all a question. Say you like, what's the wildest shit you ever did to get out of a relationship? There's a very specific reason why I'm asking this question. And we're on the podcast, and I know it's only real talk allowed, but feel free to lie. I don't care.
Unfortunately, this won't be a lie. None of these will be lies.
Oh, shit.
How many do I get?
That's even better. That's even better. Yeah. That's even better. Yeah.
I once told
I
a
don't know.
woman that I was dead.
I
Like,
think
I
about that.
told-
Yeah,
I told her.
absolutely.
Think about what he just said.
How do you do that? How do you get away with that?
You told her straight to her face, right?
I told a woman that I was
No,
dead.
over the phone.
Listen, this is a dream. I'm dead.
Yeah.
And then you just dipped.
Yeah.
I'm talking
Lost
to
in the
you
dark.
right now. No, you're not.
Yeah, no. I was like, hello. And she was like, hey, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, nah, this ain't him. Nah, he died.
I like that.
And she said,
Didn't try and change the voice or nothing.
No, he died.
I heard the but, but then I hung up.
But you sound just like him.
Because I figured, like, any of my peoples that happen to have their hand on my phone after I go, like, they ain't gonna prolong the conversation.
Nah.
Nah, he died. Click.
Get to the point.
Yeah.
Nothing more you need to say. Don't call again.
Watch some post on Facebook, nigga. That's crazy. I fuck with that one though. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm dead. Nah, he died, cuz it's over.
Yeah.
Mojo, I know Mojo's like, I don't want to answer this fucking question.
Because I don't have anything that's like I told her straight over the phone that I was dead level type stuff.
Oh shit.
I mean, live a little.
I'm sorry,
I mean,
bro.
yeah.
He's like, no, it was years of
Trying new stuff.
manipulation to make her think that I was dead inside.
Oh my god. Okay, so let me ask you this.
Come back to me. Okay, what? Go.
How
Shoot.
far do you think is too far?
How far do you think?
I
is
mean,
too
saying
far?
that you're dead is pretty fucking far. But
Yeah. That usually tops the
But I mean,
list
you know.
of everything. That's like the craziest shit you can do.
I know
you
for a fact that I am about to get 3 examples that beat that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
So,
feel free to throw out yours, Mojo. But then P's gonna go, and Sev's gonna go, and then we got other things to talk about.
No, mine are usually just kind of awkward. They're like over text, right? So this is like middle school, I think. I had told this girl I didn't want to be with her no more, and she was like, "That's not a funny joke." I said, "I'm not joking." That was it. That was like the craziest shit that's ever happened. Huh?
did you laugh in her face when you did it though? Like, because you get
No,
nervous
because
laughing,
it
right?
was
So, like,
it was on the no, it was over text message, so it was fucking weird.
Oh.
It was just awkward.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh, that's
sorry,
funny.
nothing,
That is
nothing wild.
That's funny. Oh shit. Oh man. Okay, look. I'm gonna tell you why I asked the question. I'll just tell you why I asked the question. And this is some wild shit. Because if you think you did some wild shit to get rid of your people, I'm gonna show you a motherfucker who really believe in taking it there. He really believes
look
in
at
taking
Harry
it
was
there.
taking it there. Look at that.
Yeah, no, you taking it there.
Man.
He's taking it further.
Yeah.
So his name is
Way out the back.
James Scott, 23 years old. He looked like he's 43 years old. But anyway, 23 years old. They say he has a troubled history. Let me just read you. I'm gonna read you something, and then I'm gonna show you something else. So in 1993, a levee failed near Quincy, Illinois, flooding 14,000 acres. James Scott, a 23-year-old volunteer with a troubled history, was later accused of sabotaging it to stop his wife from returning home. Convicted under Missouri law for causing a catastrophe, Scott was sentenced to life based mostly on circumstantial evidence and a claimed drunken confession. Experts said the levee was already weak, and Scott has always maintained his innocence. Allegations of insurance money tied to a key witness have raised more doubts. His next parole hearing is set for July 2026. I'm just gonna say, I don't know. He kind of looks like he fucking did it to me. So he kind of looks like he fucking did it to me. So He got that fuck that bitch look on his face. Look at him.
Mhm.
I'm just saying.
Oh,
But-
I think it's when they sentenced him, right? You gonna have that look right? Fuck that bitch.
And after all that bitch gets the house.
You feel me? Well, I don't know if she's gonna get the house or not because the area where they from looked like this after he was done doing what he was doing. That's his tomfoolery in action right there. God.
Oh,
Wow.
well, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, ladies, listen. I'm gonna tell y'all something good. Read the signs. You might want to learn to read the room. You might want to learn to read that because that motherfucker look crazy. Like, I ain't never understood how motherfuckers seen Jeffrey Dahmer and started talking to him and didn't think something off with this bitch. Like, I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? I don't get it. Like, situational awareness is sorely lacking for most people. I don't know, man. That shit bugs me the fuck out. If I see him in public, I'm gonna be like, he look like a fucking serial killer. Like,
The mullet. It's the mullet that
Yeah.
makes him look like serial killer. Yeah.
Mullets
he
are a
got more of a
telltale
70s
sign.
porn
Yeah.
stash than Mojo had.
They
Jeez.
threw a pen in his pocket to make him look smart.
Mhm.
He got the mullet, the glasses, the button up, and they were like, nah, you look guilty, bro. Here.
Oh, shit. He doing his big.
You
Oh,
gave him
my
like, a
goodness.
haircut and a new shirt and a new suit,
Yeah.
maybe better glasses, red rims. He probably would have got off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's
You know what I'm saying?
the branding. He was screwed on the branding.
He
His name
lined
is
it up
Scott.
wrong. Y'all make sure y'all get some get some rosemary in your life so you don't do dumb shit like that. I want to read y'all something, see what y'all think. This shit fucked my head up when I read it. So apparently, I'll just read it. Fuck it. This is a new one. That's actually in the article. This is a new one. I didn't make that up. Police in Beverly Hills, Texas say a woman married her ex-boyfriend without his consent or presence. You heard me right. She married her ex-boyfriend without his consent or presence. She announced the big news along with the package of items from Bath & Body Works, which was delivered to his door. Now, Kristen Marie Spearman, 36 of Waco, Texas, is accused of criminal stalking. Police told the newspaper that Spearman talked the Reverend into officiating the marriage without the knowledge of the victim and his required presence. Dog, listen to me. There are crazy fucking people in this world. You understand me? Like, I'm old school to a degree. I miss the days when you could just be like, that motherfucker crazy. And that be it. I don't have to have a big word to define it for you. I don't have to have none of that. This motherfucker crazy. That's all you need to know.
But see, when they asked the preacher, yo, why would you do that? That's exactly what he said. That bitch crazy.
Factoid. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I was afraid that she was about to drag my neighborhood.
Man, that I don't know, man. That shit is crazy. That shit is crazy.
World's a wild place.
You know what's really crazy? Dog, listen to me. The real news is bad enough. I don't watch the news most of the time. I call it the bad news. I've been calling it that since I was a kid because I ain't never seen no good shit except for when I was on the news when I was playing football. That shit was dope. But yeah. Anyway, I always call it the bad news because I'm like, man, nothing good ever happens on the news. But the worst part about all of the advancements in technology and the sarcasm and the narcissism of most people, one of the worst things in the world that's taking place is the emergence of ever-present fake news.
Nope. It's the best.
I know. I mean not bad meaning bad, but bad meaning good, ladies and gentlemen. This shit is hilarious. Like, let me not mislead you here. I understand that it's bullshit. I get it. But y'all motherfuckers like wrestling. I'm just saying. Like, fuck. Fair is fair, right? Fair is fair. So I'm just saying. Okay, so we'll start with this. Is first of all, when I saw that when Monster sent me this shit, I almost died. I gotta move the banner for a second. I gotta move it. Hold on. Go away. Yes. Okay. This man on the right side of history. Texas man arrested trying to rescue thick Latinas from ICE detention facility. What the fuck? The caption on the post says,
Oh, they're
Rosa Parks walked so this man could sprint into an ICE facility. Oh, God.
I'm normally against AI, but I will say the one thing AI has done right, that dude looks like he would break into an ICE facility and be like, yo, thickness. Let's go.
let's go.
Women business.
Doesn't that kind of look like Dub? It's a little bit.
Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Oh,
Come on.
damn.
Just a little bit.
He would too, though. He
would.
I'll give you that.
See, that's why we love Dub.
I'll give you that one. Oh, damn, Dub. Dub, we gotta get you on the pod sometime,
Yeah,
Dub, so we can
bro.
talk to you about that. It's very, very interesting. Now, that shit was crazy, but okay, listen, I want to give a disclaimer before I show this. I understand that it's June. We already gave all love to Pride Month. Salute. Y'all already know it's full embrace over here. But the same way we embrace, niggas got to catch these jokes too. So, I thought this was fucking hilarious. Man caught spiking his female dates' drinks with Viagra to make sure they don't get boners because you never know anymore these days. Oh, get the fuck out of here. Are you serious?
In theory, the concept I understand, but
really.
That shit is crazy,
No, that makes
bro.
total sense.
I wanted
That
to
makes
see if she would get a
total
boner.
Yeah, the quote at the bottom.
Yep. Yep.
Bro. I
Love it.
wanted to see if she
So,
would get a boner.
I will say, even though this one is fake,
Very fake.
if you research this actually has happened multiple times of people around the world spiking their females' drinks.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Wait,
Dang.
they didn't want the secret to get out. They didn't want the
No,
secret to
what
get out. They cut him off.
Yeah.
He froze him up. They're like, nah, don't
They
tell
spiked the drink with-
nobody.
They spiked the drinks
It's
with
the
Viagra and then said,
It's the Catholics.
Take that.
they got him. Oh, shit.
Yep, they got
We took their Pope shit too far. Oh, shit.
I'm gonna call you.
Oh, shit. We took the Pope shit too far. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there he is. He's back.
No, I'm not.
Is he back?
There we go. There
What's
we
the secret?
go. Oh,
what's-
man. That is fucking insane, bro. Oh, man. Nah, talking about shit being insane. And this falls right back into the whole thing about technology and advancements in technology. I think one of the things that probably punched me in the gut the hardest, and I know we talked about it some already, was the whole Timberland AI artist thing. Especially coming from someone who, for a lot of people, especially that are currently 30 pluses in hip hop, Timberland was one of the people that laid the soundscape for what they grew up to. You know what I'm saying? If they love Missy Elliott, they love Timbo. You know what I'm saying? They like Genuine, they like Timbo. They like, if you love Aaliyah music, especially post Shasta McNasty, you like Timbo. You know what I'm saying? He done hit records for a lot of our favorite rappers. So it's like, yo, Timbo is technically part of he part of us, supposed to be. But there's nothing that I appreciate more than knowing that there are people who are willing to stand up to the bullshit when they see it. Now, Timberland has responded in a sense, to a lot of the backlash that he's received in regards to the AI thing. I don't know. I'll read it. I was gonna try to upload it, but it gets really, really pixely on the screen. So I'm gonna read it. But before I do though, after giving it more thought and sitting on it for a minute, pause, and all of that, any change at all in anyone's stance in regards to Timberland and his AI shit?
Fuck no. Because this happening just kind of further proves how corny it is.
Facts. I agree.
So disappointed, man.
Yeah. Oh man. I as much as I want to think, maybe he didn't necessarily mean to. I want to think the best, of course. But yeah, anyway. So the statement that Timberland released is as follows. Recently I shared a post where I used a song that I believe was fully owned by the artist who sent it to me. Out of pure excitement to explore, transform, and collaborate, I ran it through Surreal to show what is Surreal. That must be like Shazam or some shit like that. To show how this tech can open creative possibilities. Oh no, that's some AI shit. I didn't monetize it, release it, or try to claim ownership. I was genuinely inspired and wanted to demonstrate what's possible. But I now understand that the song's beat was produced by a producer named K Fresh, who didn't give consent, and that's on me. Okay.
That's not.
But I didn't mean to do it.
That's not what we're talking about here, bro.
Yeah, he ain't even walking back. He's just saying,
Nah.
my bad, I didn't get it cleared.
Yeah.
That's not.
He goes on later to say the narrative could be further from the truth. But I understand how this moment causes concern. Okay, look, nigga. First of all, you talking about putting out AI artists. Now you putting it's a whole lot of stuff being connected to your name at the same time that ain't good for your legacy. Back to back. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention, and I stand on this. Not to mention, when all that R. Kelly shit was going on, you was quiet as a fucking church mouse, and you was there, nigga. You was there when he was producing 1 in a Million and all that shit for Aaliyah. Your ass was there. That you hear them drums? That's Timbo. R. Kelly wasn't doing that shit. Fuck out of here, man. Anyway, I love to see people stand up for what they believe to be the right thing, and I think that Timberland has done enough recently, especially, and in some of his interactions with people who are supporters of his, that he should be called out. And sometimes it really actually sounds good.
Fire, Timberland in my comment, worldwide protest. Timberland in my comment, we losing rights every day. Timberland in my comment, if he an icon and he paid, why Timberland in my comment? Could be anywhere in the world. Timberland, here you are. Chat, somebody stop me if I take this shit too far. Clown activities by superstars we grew up on. I might have to thank you for the record that I blew up on. Wasn't gonna take it here, wasn't getting this involved. You can't speak on music no more, you co-signing Pinky Dog. You not giving feedback, Timbo out here chasing clout. Timberland on TikTok dropping bands on Pinky gooning out. Yikes, everything in the dark coming to the light. Taking credit for music you ain't even right. A thieving nigga, that's that shit I don't like. All music is bland and boring. Is this election? Is that some coonery I'm detecting?
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Is that some coonery she detecting? Timbo? Man, I like that joint. Shout out to Ryan Wild. That shit is fire. I like that. We need more of that. What do you think happens from this point as far as Timberland goes? As far as is it going to be Rap City for Timbo at this point, especially at least with us with hip hop?
I don't think so.
I mean, he gonna do what he do. He gonna sign more acts, quote unquote, sign more acts and make use AI to create more acts. But people that don't care about the integrity, right? Don't care about the artistry. They'll listen to it. They'll be down for it. It'll be kind of a trend that happens. Other labels will try to do it, and it'll become its own little genre, and then probably fade away because it just burns up too much. It doesn't, you know what I mean? Costs too much, maybe. I don't know. It'll just they'll get busted for scrubbing somebody else's beats or something like that. You know what I mean? But it's whatever.
I want someone to fight him in the octagon. Fight him to the death.
There are some people that, I mean, it happens all the time. Somebody does some dumb shit, but then all of a sudden, they put out a slap and everybody's like, oh, yay. And, because it's not a lot of people that say that they love hip hop. No, that you just like listening to rap. And I've said it before. I'll get on the fucking soapbox again. There's a difference between rap and hip hop. So, is it a rap form in hip hop? Yeah. Like real hip hop? Absolutely. Because you can have respect for somebody that has had an influence on hip hop. But that doesn't mean that you get reverence anymore. Like you've shown that now you like she said, like he has now started to kowtow to the industry. So that takes you out of hip hop. And it's why we have to have a push to keep hip hop independent. Hip hop cannot be an industry machine. You can say that there's industry rap, okay, but hip hop cannot be industry music. So keep hip hop independent.
It's gotta be the culture. Gotta be a culture of it. It's gotta have its own life separate from industry because it's more than just music. You know what I mean? We get too fixated on the music. We forget about the fashion designers. We forget about, the bombers and the breakers and the dancers. And, it's a culture. So, yeah, they got us on the music, unfortunately. We got to take that shit back, you know what I mean? And keep it independent because industry's fucked us. But for all those other ones, we need to start focusing on those other points as well. So they know it's more than just that. They use it, though. They use all the pieces, but they don't understand it's what it is part of the culture, you know what I mean? So
that's crazy, man. I think that the problem at this point is, as far as a lot of that goes, in my opinion, is again, much like you already said, the misconception about what constitutes the culture, and a lot of that comes from a lot of the mistakes that got made previously by people allowing people to call it that when that wasn't what was happening. You know what I'm saying? So I saw an opinion earlier that said Nas has done more for hip hop than any other mainstream artist. And I was like, I can't necessarily disagree with that.
There's an argument to be made.
Yeah, it's an argument that could definitely be made. And I guess the part that troubles me is that it's not more people who are in positions of prominence that I feel like could be in that conversation. You know what I'm saying? People that we should be able to put into these conversations, we can't.
Yeah.
Hip hop made you. You know what I'm saying? Despite what you was doing in the R&B world, you wasn't respected like you was supposed to be respected till you start fucking with hip hop. Same thing for Pharrell, all of them. Until y'all came to the table, y'all was just dope producers. But Dre name was ringing bigger than y'all. Primo name was ringing bigger than y'all because they was hip hop producers. So, oh man, we do a lot of pawning off of shit, and a lot of the complaints about the culture's fucked up. The culture's fine. Y'all just fucked up what you think the culture is. That's all. Yeah. Motherfuckers breakdancing every day. Graffiti going up every day. Motherfuckers DJing every day, rapping every day. You know what I'm saying? And it's motherfuckers doing it with the better benefit of the culture in mind.
It's kind of so like P's been making an argument for a long time that hip hop is a religion. And if you look at it, it's very much the same argument as religion. You can throw out any religion. We just drag Christianity. If you go and read like true Christianity, there ain't a lot of bad in there. There might be some outdated thinking, but the overall morals of it aren't bad. It's just what they've currently turned the religion into, the way it's practiced right now in the name of Christianity. The things that are done in the name of Christianity. That's what's fucked up. And it's the same thing with hip hop. There's a bunch of dumb shit that happens. People say that it's in the name of hip hop because the person that does it happens to be a rapper or, you know, a producer of rap. And it like, yo, it's more than that. Just because a motherfucker wears a cross on their chest and does some nasty shit don't mean that they a Christian. And just because a motherfucker might make a beat and do some nasty shit, it don't mean that you represent hip hop.
Not even close. Not even close. Yeah, you know, there's a lot of weird shit going on. A lot of weird shit going on. Oh, just for the I'm looking forward to this new Clips album. I just wanted to put that out there real quick. Everything I heard so far has been absolutely outstanding. I'm absolutely looking forward to that. Hip hop, man. I was trying to find a video that was suitable to play that wasn't too long. I wouldn't have to clip, but it looks like I would have to clip it. But the nastiness in hip hop, man, like I'll say this: the nastiness in the entertainment industry, I think in the next 10 years is going to be on full display. It's going to be a whole lot of people that get put on blast, back to back to back to back to back. We already know what the big storyline is for the moment. We'll get there. We'll get there. But right now, I want Fat Joe, who is a very polarizing figure in hip hop for a lot of different reasons, has recently been become the subject of a lawsuit, $20 million from his former hype man. Fat Joe has so he did respond back to homie, or at least his attorney did. Let's see. Okay, so he's issued a response denying allegations made by his former hype man Terrence T.A. Dixon. As part of a $20 million lawsuit, Dixon claims his former boss, whose real name is Joseph Antonio Kadejah, engaged in coercive labor exploitation, financial fraud, sexual manipulation, violent intimidation, and psychological coercion. I've been tested the last few months. I've lost my big brother, my father, my mother, and now I'm fighting against these disgusting lies, wrote Fat Joe in a statement posted to his social media Wednesday. But please know I will not break and I will never back down. I've had individuals in my circle who take my love and kindness, but how many times must we forgive them? Now, I'll say this. Dixon said that he was coerced into more than 4,000 sexual acts. I'm very, very familiar with Fat Joe's reputation. I know where he come from. I know why they call him. I know who Joey Crack is, not Fat Joe. You know what I'm saying? So I understand some trepidation in your movement when dealing with an individual like that. But there's no godly way, ungodly way, mystical, magical, physical, metaphysical way that you can coerce me into 4,000 of anything. I don't give a fuck who you are. Not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying couldn't be me.
Try to break down the math on that,
bro. So apparently this guy's saying stuff like, you know, Joe was having sex with underage girls. He was making me participate, blah, 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 all this other shit. Y'all some nasty motherfuckers, all of y'all. All y'all nasty as fuck. Disgusting. All of you. Motherfuckers. God dang. I don't know. Thoughts? Any thoughts? And I ain't gonna say it. Go ahead.
We were talking about hip hop and its problematic sides, right? When was it okay? When did it change from being peace, love, and harmony to being the thug, the nasty, the degraded? Like, when was that the bar? When did the bar switch? That's what I'm wondering.
It used to be the gangster, the killer, and the dope dealer.
Well, that was a storyteller, though. That was a theme of a storytelling. Not that you had to be that.
No.
Some of the storytellers were that and got out and told their story, but it wasn't a prerequisite. You had to tell a good story about that thing. Yeah. Now it is the prerequisite. If you don't have that thing, you ain't legit enough to even rap that thing. That's weird. So you got to be toxic to sit there and be legit. That's weird. That's not culture. That's destruction. So like, when did that become the bar? When did that become the what we strive to be, right? Because if you think about rap lyrics now, they ain't striving to uplift. It's not like the '90s with like conscious hip hop and things like that. You know what I mean? We're trying to be as ratchet as possible now.
There's always a shift in balance, and I think that's been since hip hop was created. Because the second that I hear self-destruction, I'm immediately thinking about how the 80s hip hop had a lot of glorification around the drug dealer and stuff like that. So it then appears as if that is more of the focus of actually being rather than just talking about it. So I feel like it's just a shift in balance. I think
so in the 80s you had like NWA come out, and there was that gangster rap shift, right? But at least for me, when I'm hearing them, because I grew up in that era, right? They're just telling stories of what was happening. I never thought Ice-T was really that gangster, because I remember when he was doing like thrash metal and stuff like that, right? So I never thought Ice-T was gangster. I thought he was just doing a bit, talking about what was going on, because we knew where he lived, right? He's right in the middle of South Central, so he's there with everybody. You know what I mean? So I never thought Hammer was gangster, but he apparently was. So that was another kind of opposite. You know what I mean? Like
that's a crazy oxymoron though. For him specifically, I think that's a really crazy comparison.
Well, I mean, because he runs the Bay Area.
I think the big thing in Ice-T's case especially is not even that he wasn't a gangster. It's more so you around people that do this. Even though you went and did something, you went to the military, you did all these other things, you started DJing, all this other shit you started doing, but you're around these people, and they started asking you why do we have to hear that other shit? Why ain't nobody telling our story? You know what I'm saying? And then boom, now you got 6 a.m. police at my door, and all of those other things come along through the pipeline. I think the problem comes into play when they decided to make rap music mainstream. That because the thing was they took rap music mainstream, but they didn't take hip hop mainstream. They just made people think they did because rap music went mainstream. So to be completely honest with you, it's a tumbling row of dominoes that got us here. You know what I'm saying? To pinpoint the spot where it started, you actually got to go back past before people was putting shit on records. You know what I'm saying? Like before fucking Rapper's Delight came out. That shift already started happening, because you got to remember a lot of the people that was present and participating in the block parties and all that shit was the gang niggas. You know what I'm saying? So now, boom, hey, we're gonna dance, we're gonna rap, we're gonna do this, but they still gang niggas. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't really leave. They just found a way to transform the energy a little something. You know what I mean? So
and that's it right there. Transform the energy, because when you walk into the community center or whatever, peace, love, harmony, we leave all that at the door. Right, and then as soon as you get out, it's the jump off. But inside here, while the DJ is scratching and while my man's rapping, we all peace, love right now. Right, it's transforming the energy. So instead, now it's in the club, and we gonna get ratchet. Let's go ahead and knock somebody with a bottle. You know what I mean? And it's glorified to get as dumb and stupid as possible. Which I mean, to a level, it's fun, right? We're trying to have fun, but level it's like how. When does it become bad for us to be doing this, showing our kids that this is what having fun looks like. Because we don't really do that. I have never seen anybody make it rain. I've never seen strippers just, well, actually, no, Atlanta. I saw strippers just fall down from the ceiling. That was crazy. But
So
I mean, like the way that they be hyping up what life is supposed to be, because now it makes a false expectation. You know what I mean? And that happened with Biggie.
there's a separation in there that helps explain some of this. Hip hop started as a protest. It started as a highlight and a connection of community based on the experience of the streets. Whether you were directly involved or you were witness to, you experienced something. And to your point, it was a way to tell the stories of what's going on. Because, if y'all ain't going to acknowledge this, we're going to put it where you can't ignore it anymore. So hip hop started as a protest to say, this shit's going on and fuck you. You're not going to ignore it. Now, if you're telling those stories saying, no, you're not going to ignore this, now the stories are being told not as protest, but as appreciation. And that's the problem. You can tell the exact same stories for 50 years, but it comes from saying, you're not going to ignore this, and we should not have to experience this, because a lot of people here don't have to, but we are being pushed to the bottom. But through the manipulation of hip hop, through rap, starting with gangster rap, they say, let's start highlighting it as an appreciation to keep them there. So I can make all the jokes in the world about white motherfuckers, but the bottom line is the black community started hip hop to say no more. The white motherfuckers that own shit came in and said, hey, keep doing it. Make them happy about it so that they'll keep talking, but won't be upset about it anymore.
That's damn, yeah. I think there's something that gets lost in the translation because people have gotten so accustomed to hearing hip hop attached to certain things. I don't care what anybody tells me. Post Malone is not a hip hop artist. He's not. When Life Jennings' first album came out, I went to the record store to buy it, and I had to find it in the hip hop section, even though it's clearly an R&B album. And that started happening more and more as time progressed. That the line between hip hop and R&B kind of faded. So now, and then it doesn't help when you end up with people like Drake and then stuff like what Chris Brown is doing. Like, because Chris Brown's a singer and people know him as a singer, but he'll get in his bag and start rapping. Man, he ain't bad at it, but I'm just saying he'll get in his bag and start rapping. So it's kind of like the line has been fully Bryson Tiller. Like a lot of people blur that line, and I think that hasn't helped with solidifying the identity of hip hop as a separate thing from this rap music that you guys are so busy championing. So you got to remember, you had NWA and Public Enemy existing in the same time, in the exact same time. And then you had, the problem is the group that was probably in the middle of that never got an opportunity to like really, Boogie Down Productions was probably the middle ground between Public Enemy and NWA. On their record covers with the Heaters. They was the first ones to ever do it. Gangster shit, but Chris always been on some we'll go there if we need to go there, but this on some other shit. They don't call me the teacher for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I
got a challenge.
Didn't get the chance. Okay.
I got a challenge that might help start to open some eyes.
Okay.
start asking questions. When was rape ever hip hop?
Yo,
I ain't
asking
even
the
fucking-
real questions. Asking the
Yeah.
real questions.
Mhm.
And I'll take it further. You want to talk about being a gangster? Go talk to a real motherfucker in the streets. Go talk to a real gangster. When was rape ever gangster? Go talk to an OG and tell him that you raped a girl and make it out alive, motherfucker.
That part.
Go ask the questions. And when you get the answers, shut the fuck up about hip hop. Shut the fuck up about gangsters. Because you don't know nothing about either.
Not about what you know. Keep it real. Whatever happened to that?
Experience.
Salute to Sada Shakur.
Hip hop is
One of the most
experience.
gangster people I ever heard of in my whole lifetime. Ever. That's gangster. Don't get me started on that shit. That's gangster. Y'all motherfuckers ain't gangsters. Because if y'all was gangsters, oh, don't say that, Seven. Okay. I'm gonna behave myself right now. Don't
Who
say
said that?
that, Seven.
This motherfucker
Don't
had
say that.
flashbacks and we're getting ready to keep it all the way real.
I was about to go there, and I can't do that right now. That shit is crazy, man. Jeez Louise. But you know what? I can say this, and then we can move off of Fat Joe. I'm not. I can't say that I'm surprised to hear it. I also can't necessarily say I believe it, but I also know that Fat Joe, next to the game, Fat Joe and the game are competing for who's the biggest liar in hip hop. They fighting for the spot. They will take a story and twist that shit all the way out of proportion. And then when the person they talking about tell the story, they be like, I don't know what the fuck this motherfucker talking about, but da-da-da-da, and I got receipts. And this motherfucker was there, and that motherfucker was there. What he said, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But it keep them in rotation. I'll be completely honest. Have y'all had a chance to listen to Joe and Jada's podcast? Okay. Do yourself a favor. Try to listen to one episode. I love to just hear Jadakiss talk. His voice is just awesome. but he be talking, but he be really like trying to make some points too at the same time. Fat Joe is Fat Joe's the reason why I don't listen to it consistently. I'll just put it that way. But yeah, you know, so yeah, look, if what you saying happened to you, homeboy, really went down like that, more power to you. I hope you get what you asking for, and I hope that he get what's coming to him. If you lying, I hope you get what's coming to you. And knowing that you do realize you fucking with Terror Squad, right? I'm just saying. Anyway,
Bro, so just real quick, to keep it a beat, like, whether you're talking about the music industry, whether you're talking about the film industry, like anybody that's in the machine, if it came out today, anybody in the machine.
Are you in the machine?
Yeah, some grimy shit came out about anybody, I'm not gonna be surprised. I would hope for some of them that it wouldn't be true, because not only do I respect their contribution, but I do have a certain level of reverence for certain people. But just the fact that you're in that mechanism, it takes you out of basic human decency. It fucks with your psychology. It fucks with your morals. So that it's just not surprising anymore. People might be like, yo, that's crazy with the Diddy shit. But can anybody really say that they're surprised by anything that's come out?
Man, if you really just listen to any of their discography, really, and get past all the catchy words and then, take that, he's been telling on himself since day one what he's about. And I mean, the people that are around him have been telling on themselves and telling about what they've been doing for years. And now, the laws finally caught up and started to charge motherfuckers with it. But it's just like we've always known. And that's not hip hop. There has been a division since then. Like that, the East West wars back in the day, like, when Pac was going off, and that wasn't really about, who's better at rapping the East Coast or the West Coast. It was really about that sickness that Diddy was representing at that time. And Pac was trying to fight against it, trying to rap, make us all, become a revolution or whatever. And he kind of got caught up in his own thing. But like that's what that was about. And East Coast won. It got dark. Obviously it's all coming to light now. Some of the stuff that they were doing. So it's like, and that it needs to, for us to heal, for hip hop to differentiate itself into its own culture, to separate itself from industry. That stuff needs to come to light. We need to kill those heroes that aren't really heroes. You know what I mean? And draw some new lines, because I don't want to be represented by Diddy no more. I don't want people thinking about hip hop and thinking about him in the same breath. You know what I mean? So it's like, I didn't like that either.
Yeah. Even if you support industry rap, like certain rappers, even if you support industry rap, go support independent hip hop. If you want to see hip hop thrive, it's not going to come from buying an industry album. It's not going to come from going to a fucking concert that cost you, a minimum of $300 to get into. It's not going to come from any of that. If you want to see hip hop thrive, it's going to come from supporting local hip hop artistry, not just the music. Your graffiti artists, your dance troops, all of them. Support your local hip hop artistry. And that's how hip hop thrives.
And when you can find a place where you can find it, find a directory almost to give you the key to what you're looking for. Utilize that. Like it's a lot of people that are so disconnected from the artists right in their space simply because of how they choose to indulge with technology. Of course, like I think it bothers me more than any artist drop a project and then the only thing they do to promote the project is share it on Facebook or some shit like that. And I'm like, dog, like as much as it pains me to tell people, I don't give a fuck about them 5,000 friends you got on Facebook that don't translate into 5,000 fans. It don't. Like it ain't the same thing. So be mindful of that, and be mindful of the fact that you if you represent hip hop culture for real, then it's got to be bigger. It's got to be bigger than what you're selling. It's got to be bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you want to sell it. If you putting up, I'll put it this way. I said in a song a long time ago, I rhyme for the love. I make records because I like dope. You know what I'm saying? I can rap all day for free if I want to. That's freestyling. You know what I'm saying? I decided to switch it up a little bit. But,
Very rarely are your friends going to push you further. You're going to put out an album. Yo, the album's fire. But they're not going to sit down and do a deep dive into the album with you. Yo, what were you saying in these bars? I kind of lost you, so that you could be like, okay, where did I lose you?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yo, like I love the bars, but the beats kind of took me out of it. Okay, I need to go work on my beat selection. Like you're like the yes men that you have for friends, the ones that just want to like make sure that they don't hurt your feelings, they're not going to help you grow in your artistry.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if they got respect for your artistry, they're going to check you on that and be like, yo, it's all love, but that ain't all of them.
Thanks.
So here's the thing, like I think people miss the fact that hip hop is an expression, right? We do it's artistry. So you pick whatever it is, whatever pillar you're gonna be, working with. So for Mo, it's rapping, right? And so you work on that craft. But you start to do all these other things in the expression, like your wordplay starts to become more narrative based. You end up using more metaphors that draw people to think more, to open their minds up to pop culture references that have deeper meaning. If you're not doing that, if you're just talking about how drunk you are and how many bitches you smash, then that's not opening their minds to anything, right? That's not hip hop. Hip hop has to be in the expression of doing something positive. That's hip hop, and I think we need to start setting that bar. Just being like, yo, that's a great rap album, instead of being like, no, the number one hip hop album of the year. Right now, it's a great rap album of the year, and separate that shit. So I don't know.
Makes sense to me. I mean, shit. It's enough people fucking up hip hop already.
Yeah.
I mean, you mentioned one of the biggest. Yes. I mean, you know, just to keep it in the same vein as Fat Joe, we already know why that's even a thing. We all know why that's even a thing.
You stole my baby mama from freak offs. It's time to take down Pub.
Alpha 50 Cent going crazy on Instagram. Recruit a group of celebrities who love the party.
It's freak off time.
Bad boy, baby.
Astroglide.
Honey packs.
Rhino pills.
Magic mushrooms.
MDMA.
Baby oil. Let me see that mangina.
You reached the climax. I'm tired of the paparazzi. I'm standing off business.
And I'll f you for rent money.
Let's party.
Go freak off Ranger. You mighty morphin' freaky Ranger.
Sexy, can I just pardon my manners?
Yo, son.
He says, show me that mangina.
Show me that mangina. Yo, AI, I fucking hate you. And I fucking love it. I can't even lie. That's just hilarious. I can't even lie. That's
That 50 is that one of his?
I don't know. Hold on. Let me.
I wouldn't be surprised at all because 50 like openly took credit for the Family Matters one that came out.
Yep.
So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he was like, well, that one's getting kind of old. What are we gonna do next, y'all?
Outrageous.
That shit is crazy. Yeah, that shit is wild. Damn, it don't say who pays this one. I don't know. That shit's crazy. Damn. That shit was funny as hell. When I see this, I was like, yo. That do seem like some shit 50 to do though. That nigga is petty. But there has been some movement in the Diddy case. Damn. Everything just sound like a pause with this nigga. I don't know. Like that was anyway. You know what I'm saying? There have been some developments recently. Interesting developments actually. I was kind of surprised to a degree, but I don't know. Tell me what you think.
Have dropped 3 major charges, which include trafficking, kidnapping, and attempted arson. The prosecutors feel like they don't have enough evidence to prove that Diddy kidnapped his former employee, Capricorn Clark, and held Cassie against her will at the London hotel. The prosecutors also feel like they don't have enough evidence to prove that Diddy allegedly blew up Kid Cudi's car out of jealousy for messing with Cassie. Also on the trafficking charge, the prosecutors feel like they don't have enough evidence to prove that he's guilty of that. Last but not least, the prosecutor said that just because Cassie and Jane Doe consent to certain activities doesn't mean that they still wasn't forced. With all that being said, I think Diddy might actually beat this case. Once they take those 3 major charges out of this case, it's like, what can you really hold him for?
Wow.
Money laundering, racketeering, false contracts, that kind of stuff. I mean, you could go.
I mean, it is a RICO.
There's other things. It's a RICO case. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can
It
do.
is a RICO case, right? So, there's a very important part of that word. The R, you know.
He just won't get busted for sexual decency. That's fine. But he'll get busted for everything else.
Honestly, so I don't think it's gonna happen. They'll keep some of the smaller charges and throw them in jail for whatever period of time. But I don't think that this case was ever brought to light to put him behind bars for the rest of his life. It was brought to ruin him and ruin everyone connected to him. And through everything that's coming out, they feel that they're successful in that. So why would we, pay the funds of having you behind bars for the rest of your life? They can't like drop everything and say that he's innocent, because then it's like, yo, you just wasted the gang of fucking time and money. So they'll put him behind bars for a while just to make it all quote unquote worth it. But it wasn't the bars that they were worried about.
Right. Yeah. It was never about the prison time. Nah. It's one of them. It's kind of like I felt about Kendrick Lamar at the American Music Awards. This is that stay in your place moment.
Mm-hmm.
And you know the thing that it'd be a lot of jokes. It's easy to have them because like it's been like fuck that dude for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't really fucked with him since the 90s. I think I told the story before. I'm not gonna tell it now, but yeah, I will tell it again. But I do feel like there is some truth to the thing that a lot of people don't see. Case in point, right around the time when Murder Inc., Death Row, Rap A Lot, and all of those companies started getting raided by the feds, was at the same time that Jay Prince, Irv Gotti, Suge Knight, and other cats, some other subsidiary cats, were getting together to start a black-owned distribution company for all the independent record labels to go through this company instead of having to go fuck with the majors who don't really understand what's going on. You know what I'm saying? As soon as they decided to do that, okay, stay in your place. You heard Murder Inc. since then? Hardly heard Rap A Lot since then. Scarface done moved on and started doing other shit. They ain't heard shit from Death Row till Snoop brought it back. And we all know that Snoop is their darling. You can have whatever you want, Snoop. Because we know if we cut a big enough check, you'll do whatever we want you to do. Different time. But now, he danced along and played by their rules just long enough until he thought he could walk outside the line. They saved his ass a few times already. Mm-hmm. Pause. The stampede. As soon people died. You ain't doing no time for that. Why the fuck was Biggie Smalls in LA? Explain yourself. Like, it's a whole lot of things that's happened to a lot of people that fuck with you. At some point, it was going to have to happen. And as soon as you decided to say, you know what, I got it now, fuck y'all. I'm love. I'm black excellence. Oh, really?
Literally,
Watch
this whole shit could have come from one conversation with the wrong person where he felt disrespected and was like, do you know who the fuck I am? And they were like, who are you? And they were like, let's show him who he is. And took everything. It could have come from one conversation where some white motherfucker was like, oh, you have forgotten your place.
Yeah.
I agree, but I also think if you look at all the other guys that are attached to him, like, what's the guy from the owners basically of these labels, the real owners, the old, white dudes that own these things, they're also being charged-ish. Their names are getting brought up. They're about to die, so they're not going to obviously bring charges to them. But they are the ones that have been handling Puff. They were the ones that were handling all, R and all the rest of those guys would be doing this wild stuff, right? And they'd be making those parties, telling them that, like, MCA is implicated in helping him do these parties. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they know what he's about, and they wanted that to happen. I think, like you said before, it's a humbling, but it's also a power shakeup. You feel me? Like, we just want to clear the board and then come back through with a new set of puppets. You know what I mean? And the question is, who's making the power puppets? right? Is it Jay-Z and Beyonce, or with Tidal and that kind of stuff, or is it the industry trying to make a new resurgence and control new acts because they allowed them to have their own little independent labels? They got too big on themselves. They started getting into wild stuff, thought they were too big on their britches, and now we had to humble them, right? But they're gonna just rinse and repeat and do that shit again. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And that's why that's the way the industry works. That's why independent. Go back to that again. Independent.
What's happening right now with him, Bad Joe, Timberland?
Clear the board.
It's a lot, yeah. And it's definitely got a lot of that attached to it. And unfortunately, it's been some motherfuckers who probably could have ducked the smoke that decided to stick their neck out. Swizz, you probably could have ducked the smoke. Just stay the fuck quiet. Shh. Don't say nothing. Your man bugging the fuck out and you know it. Because if he wouldn't be apologizing. But it's okay. You stuck your neck out there, so now they know. Oh, you too? Okay. We watching you. We watching you. What exactly is? I'm trying to figure out for the life of me. How is it that it's impossible for people to see? You don't have a Diddy in the way that you have him without having Clive Davis.
Like that's the.
What the fuck you think Tommy Mottola was doing? Like, come on, man. Let's not be dumb about it. Like, it's been happening. It's still happening. Why you worried about some shit it's happening right now with some motherfuckers that you run around bumping they shit every day. Thinking they the realest shit. Tell you a secret about that real shit that you listening to. It ain't what you think it is. It's a whole lot of smoke and mirrors, a whole lot of games being played because the door got open for them to play the game they playing. This could have been avoided altogether. Where we see, had we kept control of shit the way we were supposed to, and not allowed rap music to become the face of hip hop, and allowed the culture to continue to grow collectively together at the same pace, or as close to as possible, I think you have a different outcome. I think Diddy becomes a different person within that. Because he grew up in hip hop too. He ain't that much older than me. He grew up in hip hop too. But you get a different thing because now you want to be a part of, but if we control it, and we know what we giving people. Now you ain't got to gloss it. You can let Biggie be Biggie. You ain't got to try to make him pretty. Let him be him. But do your thing. You're a fucking genius, dude. I can't take that from you. Nobody can take that from you. But the problem is they tricked you into believing you had a degree of power that you never really had. It was all a mirage to get you right here. They sold your boy Robert the same shit. You ain't see it coming? You had to see it coming. You had to see it coming. Like, pause. What the fuck? Just saying. I'm just saying.
You gotta pre-pause an entire Diddy conversation.
Back to it.
It just is what it is.
Because even if it's like borderline, it's
it's like, oh no, you was talking about Diddy, that adds 5 points.
Yes. Now, do you think that the way that Diddy's situation has been handled, how do you think it compares to now the gravity of these two things are not the same? But even in that, the way they were handled was different. The Epstein situation. To me, that looms much larger than not to minimize the harm that Diddy's done at all. But that shit's crazy. And it involved people that got way more power than anybody in them rooms in Diddy house. Well, actually, some of them was probably in some of them rooms in Diddy house too.
They were. But you're not going to hear those names in regards to Diddy, and that's why it was handled so differently.
Mm-hmm.
They'll put all the names out there on the Diddy trial that they want put in check. But the Epstein thing, that was like, yo, we get that needs to be handled.
Damn.
Well, of course, because those are the politicians, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Epstein guys are the politicians, the money makers, the corporate execs, the people that we're supposed to rely on and trust. These are entertainers. We know they're a little weird, right? And as soon as entertainment starts to get their own sense of power and a power base, when you have George Clooney buying satellites and you got, Ashton Kutcher supposedly helping trafficking and all this other stuff, right? When you have them doing all this stuff that makes them have a power base, yeah, now we got to put those little entertainers, those little thespian geeks, you gotta shut them down because they're getting too crazy. They're thinking too much. You know what I mean? Pretend for me, dance and do your thing for me, but don't start messing with satellites and talking to being a diplomat. That's weird. You know what I mean? Diddy was trying to be gangster in the industry of being gangsters, and he just forgot he was a nigga. So it's always gonna be the place.
Yeah,
always gonna be the place.
Yeah, he kind of fucked that up. I mean, I don't know if damn, it's crazy because I don't know if as I'm thinking about it now, the way this situation is playing out with Diddy. Think about the maneuvers that got pulled with Trump's whole thing prior to him getting elected.
Mm-hmm.
And then no sooner than he got elected, got inaugurated, boom, they say, oh, well, we'll just push that out until after he's done. Word?
Mm-hmm.
There's a different kind of ball being played on the other side of the court, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if y'all noticing this. Like you can, all the false equivocating, yeah, they're all pieces of shit, but some of them turns bigger than the other ones. Some of these motherfuckers is full on diarrhea. I'm just saying. Y'all voted for that shit. Y'all did. Y'all did it. Motherfuckers, God, the people. Oh, man. So y'all think your man, how much do you think your man is in the mix in the Epstein file?
Whose man you talking about?
Which man?
Trump?
Yeah.
I ask again, whose man you talking about?
I guess it's Diddy man. Yeah, Diddy man.
I'd say he's implicated as much in the Epstein files as he is in the Diddy files. Dang.
Honestly, I think Diddy's just was an arm of something that's much larger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Epstein, I don't even think Epstein's the big tentacle of the Hydra. You know what I mean? Like, I think he was just one piece. Yeah, I think he was just one piece though. And I think Diddy represented the hip hop piece of it, and there's or the entertainment Hollywood piece of it. You know what I mean? Because there's the Brits got their own issues, right? Their royal family got issues, and he was part of their Epstein. So it goes much bigger than just America. You know what I mean? This is a global problem, and these cats are all kind of getting called out. So it's like, we're gonna see how deep the rabbit hole goes as far as like that. Diddy's just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, I can dig it. I was, man. It's crazy though. Donald Trump is it's hard to find a word to put on because there's so many of them that come to my mind, and then I'm like, nah, that ain't good enough. Nope, not harsh enough. Nope, not strong enough. No, that's not it. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, punk, bitch, suck ass, motherfucker. Like, and I'm just going down the line, and it's just nothing's working. But I gotta say, I've learned a lot about people and how they actually think. Especially people within the hip hop community. I've learned a lot about how they actually think in the aftermath of the whole bombing of Iran thing. I've been surprised by some of the things I've seen people say. But at the same time, not really, because I understand the indoctrination and brainwash that patriotism is, as we know it to be. I don't know. Like, have y'all seen the same kind of shit I've been seeing? Like, I've been seeing a lot of people on some, yeah, I'm glad we did that shit, man. Fuck that. And I'm like, yo, cuz, what did you talk?
That's another fuck no. Because when it's like, I don't know, you're standing beside people who don't have the same values as you if you're in support of that.
Even just reading like general comments, like I keep my ass off of social media aside from like very specific focuses, and to Mojo's point, as far as your direct circle, you surround yourself with like-minded people. So like, it's not that I don't read the stories and see the news, but I ain't checking the comments and I ain't looking for anybody's point of view on it because I don't like you anyway. Why do I care what you think about this? But yeah, so it's one of those things where it's like, bottom line is anybody that I'm talking to, when it comes to this, your point of view don't matter. Like, you can be happy about it, you can be pissed off about it, but even if you're pissed off about it, what are you doing to change it? 999 times out of 1,000, it's absolutely fucking nothing. So just stop talking.
Why are you talking?
What he said.
Why do you speak?
Yeah.
Why do you speak?
I mean,
and if you're gonna talk, don't do it on a keyboard.
Seriously.
Say it with your chest,
not your
motherfucker.
thumbs. Say it with your chest, not your thumbs. Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, I think the go ahead. Yeah, please go ahead. Go ahead.
I just don't even think most people even know where Iran is, let alone the significance of the country, let alone. I mean, I love when Tucker Carlson, did anybody see that clip about Tucker Carlson calling out Ted Cruz or whatever, and he asked him questions about Iran? Well, the dude didn't know nothing about Iran. And so that's, I think, how most people are. They don't know nothing about Iran. They just know they're the bad guy. But these are people, you know what I mean? These are people with a culture that's 5,000 years old. 5,000, we're barely over, 250? Right? Come on. And you're talking about how they're backward and this or that. We wouldn't have half of the stuff that we do if it wasn't for Persia, which is Iran, which is, you know what I mean? It's not 300, dog. Ain't some dude standing there with all this jewelry on and shit. That's not how they are. You know what I mean? They're really nice people. So,
well, and we go back full circle to what we said. Yeah. Go back full circle to what we said in the beginning when we were talking about, shit happening here. Anybody that says that they have a problem with Iran, okay, like who in Iran exactly? Because when you're talking about war, it ain't none of the motherfuckers that you supposedly got a problem with that's getting killed, that's getting bombed. It's this motherfucker's house. And then some shit happens and you're like, oh no, like Trump doesn't speak for me. Like, yo, we're cool, right? Like, tell that to the Iranians, motherfucker.
That shit is really real. Yo, I don't know, man. I think the thing that I noticed, and I think that's the part that bothered me the most, is that there's like people that I know. You know what I'm saying? People whose opinions I normally value in regards to certain things. And I was like, wait, what? This is so odd, because to know that we kind of come from similar origins, you know what I'm saying? Which means that what ended up happening was the way we interpreted our surroundings was totally different. Because I came out of it this way, you came out of it this way, even though we both participate in this thing. You know? Oh man, it's troubling. It's troubling. And I hope that people don't I don't want people to think that it's they talking about it like it's some impossibility for America to get touched.
Mhm.
They talk about it like it's an impossibility.
Mm-hmm. It's not.
False confidence. I just want people, do your homework, please. If you don't know history, do your homework about this false confidence going on. Ask yourself, in actuality, when was the last time a war like got one? Like for real one. Like it got one and now we ain't gotta be here no more.
Yeah. It's
Everywhere
over,
we
guys.
go and fight, we still there. Kicking it. Why?
What was there?
Pino. I'm
3
saying.
different wars on that. Still there.
All people got to do, man, all people got to do is do the knowledge. Like, it's already happened. You waiting for some magic sign to happen now. It's up. It's already been building up this whole time. By the time you look up, the brick gonna be in your face. Uncle Ruckus got a mean. You seen that shit? Man.
The only 2 reasons that the American government pulls out of a war zone is because a new regime has come in and they've said, yo, this is too fucking expensive, or yo, I'm bored. Can we go do something else? Because this is getting kind of old.
Absolutely.
But we never leave.
Oh yeah, no, and even then you gotta leave the peacekeepers. Like, oh, we gotta make sure that the government is, stabilized before we can completely detach. So give us 50 years, but it's gonna be real small.
Right? You got special envoys and advisors that constantly pull puppet strings from behind the scenes. That's that soft power shit.
Yeah.
But honestly, like if you're actually talking to people, Sev, that are cheering on Iran and we're cheering on the bombing of Iran, they're probably the same type of people that cheer on the bombing of Gaza. They're also the same type of people who actually just cheer on war, period. And that's very American. That's very American. Like, and you can say that they're an American. They're true-blooded Americans. You know what I mean?
God help you.
God bless America and nobody else.
Bless your mother.
Yo, I want to see fucking Head of State now, yo. Oh man, that was funny as fuck. Yeah, Mojo, you seen Head of State? Okay.
Yeah, I saw it a couple of times in theaters.
Yeah.
It's so funny because it's like a core memory for me watching that movie. Because I think I was in elementary school when that shit came out.
Yo, real talk. I ain't fact checked it, but I think that might be the first time that's ever happened.
What?
Mojo, have you seen ... Yes.
Yeah. Damn, this might be that might be the first.
It might be the first one.
Milestone. What episode is this? 188.
188.
I'm marking it down.
We're gonna have a flashback episode. You remember when Mojo remembers?
Yeah, we gotta change the title to Mojo's Seen It.
Oh shit. Yo, that's crazy. Oh man.
We did that already.
I forgot who's supposed to be putting that list together for you, Mojo. I'm about to get on that. There's some flash shit I'm pretty sure you ain't seen that you need to. Absolutely. Are you hip to Robin Harris?
Robin Harris? Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Patrice O'Neal?
Yeah.
Okay. You good then. That's what's up.
Start.
Right. Yeah.
It's a start.
It's a start. Absolutely.
I'm glad that Comedy Central was around when I was younger.
Yeah, this dude's talking about he went and seen Head of State. He was in elementary school.
Yeah.
He said it's one of my core memories.
Like What is this?
Think about how ironic it is that Chris Rock was in that movie and Bernie Mac was with him and he was notorious for slapping motherfuckers. Everything come full circle. Everything come full circle. I'm just saying. All right, man. I'm done. I'm fucking done. Oh shit. We can pass the mic around, man. Anybody got any last thoughts on anything we talked about tonight? P.
There needs to be a conference to separate ourselves from the industry and hip hop, and we need to take back the culture because honestly, this is all we got, and it's actually our power base, and we can't let them take it away from us. So, hip hop is religion. Monster Compose.
Word is bond. Absolutely. Campaign will not stop.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all can say y'all picked whoever y'all say you picked.
Yeah, no. And nominate Padre Pap Smear.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh shit. Mojo Barnes, man. What you got?
Wow, they knew what was coming. Practice Satanism, be a Satanist.
There you go.
They knew it. Mojo's next.
Son of the morning.
Son of the morning, baby. Coming up soon.
Oh shit. Oh my god.
Oh, try White Runts by Elbows. This shit's fire. This is like indoor quality, like the best shit you've ever had. Tastes good, smells great. It's like $300 ounce quality. You can get an eighth of it for like $30.
I bet.
The buds are
That's
crystally dense.
My man, K Sleeves.
Sticky.
Salute the elbows. I plan on sliding to the dispo to get some of that here very soon. I gotta support my guy. Oh man, Monster Elicit.
Keep independent hip hop. Book of a Monster coming soon. Shout out to my lady. I'm gonna go see if she want to play Power Rangers.
Nice. Shout out to the lady. I'm gonna see if she gonna ranger my power. I don't know, attic or something.
Yeah, that part. I don't know, man. Salute that.
That was a big ass bottle of baby oil in his hand.
Oh shit. Be easy. Breathe, yo. Talk to your people. Communicate with your people. You know what I'm saying? Stop sleepwalking out here. It's getting dangerous. Getting dangerous. On behalf of the crew, salute to Echo Limitless. Salute to the brothers over at All Purpose Podcast, Evan Almighty, and my man Phantom, of course. Make sure that you subscribe, comment, share, like, all the shit, all the shit. Y'all do all the things. It's all good. You can find us everywhere. Pantha Politix Pod, Pantha Politix Podcast Network, All Purpose Podcast. New sidebars coming on the way. Ooh, got some good shit coming too. This is about to be fire. Absolutely. Make sure y'all tap in next week. I think we got High Notes next week, right? Am I tripping? Yeah, we got High Notes next week. It's about to go down. Y'all already know what time it is, man. On behalf of P7, Mojo Barnes, Monster Elicit, I am Seven Da Pantha. We are Pantha Politix Podcast. We'll catch y'all next week, man. Peace.
I'm flyer than everybody. Everybody on cloud 9, higher